All week I've been struggling with my photography. It's at the start of a video that I'm supposed to, I think it's some kind of hook to make you want to watch the rest of it. And I'm struggling. I've been struggling with my photography. All week I've been struggling with my photography. When I went out, I think it was just over a week ago to do the last video, I was struggling a little bit then. But I found these glorious little flowers, wildflowers, which if you check the video out up here, if you haven't already, go and check that, because I came away with some very, very nice little macro shots. But since then I've been out a few times, and I went out another time to get some more B-roll for that video, and I came back having failed totally. I just produced absolute dross. And I've spent the week being quite down about lots of things, but really, I go out to take photographs, and I do that to kind of lift my mood, get me out of the four walls and such. And I've been coming back and I've been looking at them thinking, that's just crap. And I know I'm not the only one that does this. So today I've come out without a particular plan. I've come down to the beach as I often do. This is not the same beach that I live beside. It's one further down, so you can see lots of stones and pebbles and such here. I imagine fewer out there, but it's high tide at the moment. And I thought, well, I'm going to pack two macro lenses, because my successes last Monday, were with macro. And I thought, well, let's just come to a beach. This beach is known for having rock pools and such, but in various places, although obviously I'm not really seeing them now because it's high tide. But I thought, well, let's see if we can get some detailed shots and be pleased with them to lift my mood. So that's why I'm here. The two macro lenses, I think that's the important thing for me. One is a 30mm macro, which allows me to get kind of that close to things, and will give me a 1 to 1.25 times multiplier or macro ability, and the other's the 60mm, which will give me a 1:1. And because I had success with the macro last time, that's what I'm doing this time, because I need a bit of success.
I'm always fascinated by nature, and I do love to get real close into these things. And this bit of seaweed is dried out, and it's just such a wonderful texture, and just amazing. It looks like a piece of fabric. And then we come to this red Martian weed. They're coming. And then this eyeball just staring at me.
So the beach is the perfect place to get macro shots, because, well, just everywhere. There's a potential macro opportunity. There's detail in everything under your feet. There's detail in these groins. There's detail in the seaweed. I think I've run out of places where there's detail, because let's face it, it's mostly down. But there's some cliffs over there as well, so I'm sure there's detail in those, but they're a little unstable, so I'm not going to be trying too hard. But they're also a great place for abstract as well, because, well, again, pretty much everything is abstract. We can get some ICM shots of the sea and the moving waves. We can get long exposure of that, and make that abstract as well. And everything under your feet is not just a potential macro subject, but also a potential abstract subject. Earlier on, there's a couple of abstract opportunities further down on the other side of the slipway. So I got a couple of those which I will show you now.
One of the things I really like about abstract photography is the sheer latitude that you have with it in terms of editing, interpretation, just framing. There's just so much that you can do with abstract that you wouldn't get away with so many other genres of photography.
And just down here is a bit of seaweed, which I think is rather interesting. It's not a macro shot, I think. It's more of a kind of overhead detail shot. But we'll give it a go. I'm not sure about the framing on it. I think I can probably do it handheld. I'm not so certain of that. But there's this lovely rock here, which has got quite some detail to it. And I don't know whether I want that in or pull back to get it. I'm not sure. Hey, it's digital. Let's do everything. F13, 40th of a second, ISO 200. There we go, that's not so bad. And we get a little bit of the detail of that rock. Let's just pull back. I think they're two quite nice little shots there. And that shot with the 30mm macro on there. No point in changing lenses, really.
I'd be interested to hear what you think of these two particular shots. Do let me know in the comments below. I'm not certain whether I'd like the closer one or the one that's a little further away. They're both processed in exactly the same way, although the one that's a little further away has a heavier vignette.
A little way further down the beach, we're beginning to see the rock pools appear behind the sea defences over here. And the sea hasn't retreated quite far enough yet for a lot of these, but it's getting there. But this one here is very nice. So as a pool, well, I mean, it's a lump of sandstone, something like that, that's in the beach here, and obviously it gets covered and submerged with water. But the layers of it are gorgeous, and there's just lovely little contours, lovely shapes, lovely colours, and it allows you to create some abstracts. Almost no matter where you look on it, there's abstracts to be had, and it reminds me very much of when I was in North Yorkshire in December on a beach where we had some very different rocks, very beautiful red coloured sand. In fact, have a look at the video. And I got some wonderful abstracts from that, and I was very, very pleased with them. And I said in that video that we didn't get that kind of thing so much down in Norfolk, and I wasn't actually aware particularly that this was here. I looked it up on Google today. I simply did a rock pools Norfolk search, and it said, come here.
Of all of the shots I took on this visit to the beach, these were the ones that I was most looking forward to. They're also the ones that I was most disappointed with. That's because whilst I like the simple compositions, they are technically not very good. They're not terribly sharp, which is a real shame.
As the tide has receded more, we've got more of the kind of rock pools that are appearing out here now, but are still probably a little deep to explore or even get any photographs in. The other thing I can get close to is these edges of these groins, and see over here, rope. There's just endless possibilities with rope. big heavy clouds building up there, as you can see. And the sun was producing, I mean, it still is to a degree. There's a bit of a, I don't know whether the word is corona, it's kind of haze. I'm sure it's not corona, but there's a haze up in the distance, pretty much on the horizon where the sea sprays meet and all the light coming up. Lovely dark sky, a hell of a contrast in it. It looks very, very nice. And it's one of those, well, yeah, do I film me taking a shot or do I not? And yeah, I didn't. So here's a couple of shots with a couple of people in it. They kind of got in frame. I didn't really want them there. Yeah, as I got the camera out, they stepped over the groins. You know, can't do anything about it. But yeah, they had a sense of scale, I suppose. Not as though you don't already understand how big these things are, I suppose. But you know, perhaps a little bit of balance to the shot. Anyway, let me know what you think of that one.
So this isn't the shot I was going to show you. The ones with the couples in it were just awful. Luckily, the conditions remained for a little while and even improved slightly, and then there was this figure standing in that gap in the groin, so this is the shot you see. For me, the day at the time really didn't work out photographically. I felt just as dejected at the time as I did before I went. But on reflection and making the video and editing them and such, I can see that there was a degree of success. And I think this is a cycle that a lot of us creatives go through one way or another. I think it's incredibly damaging. I've been very depressed for quite some time, and this year has done me no favours whatsoever. And I really do use this time out to kind of switch off, get out with the camera and try to create something that I'm very pleased with, something that I'd like other people to be pleased with as well. And when I don't achieve that, it just doesn't help me. How do you get on with little problems like this? Please do let me know in the comments, because heck, I need help. Anyway, I hope you've liked this. Thank you very much. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, all of that kind of stuff. Please help me out with the channel, and we'll see you next week.